This is Aspect. Recognize it? This game is a 3D platformer game inspired by Danny's game Carlson. There aren't many new interesting games these days, and all the companies creating them only want money and don't give two about how good it is. Talking to you, Bethesda. Now, this game is far from perfect and still incredibly early in development and is less than 2 weeks old at this point. But I titled the video the way I did for a reason. This game is a platformer and has a lot of interesting mechanics it uses. This game, like most similar to it, progressively gets more and more difficult with each level. However, I think with each level it has basically seamless balancing and isn't super intimidating to the player. The gameplay, the further you get into it, just becomes really hard to put down. This game manages to make the game feel really fun, even though there are no gun animations, your character is a and the graphics aren't too great. But the gameplay just hooks you, and the gameplay makes up for all of those flaws, which honestly I think should be a priority. This game, like I mentioned earlier, is far from perfect. The game has absolutely no sound and no music whatsoever, and the only thing you can hear is your computer fan and the screaming of your friends in Discord. Can you just like scream really loudly?
Oh, my parents are gonna wonder what I'm doing now.
The game isn't super aesthetically pleasing. I mean, this is an indie game created by one man, so I won't fault him for it. The game just feels really static to look at. There are no animations or particles whatsoever, and that combined with no sound either feels really awkward. Now that isn't much of a problem because the gameplay is insanely addictive, and to be fair, considering this game is less than 2 weeks old and created by one guy who was a child, and it's also his first game ever, it's really impressive. And there's still way more to come with this game, and I can't wait to see where all of this goes in the future. If you're a speedrunner like me, when you get a brand new game like this, my first instinct is to find as many exploits and glitches I can use to complete the game as quickly as possible. And if you look long enough, you'll find that this game is incredibly broken. Speedrunning this game is the most fun I've had speedrunning in a while at this point, and the fact that the community behind this game is very, very small. Sticking around and finding new speedrun mechanics is just as fun as playing the game normally. I think if you made it this far into the video, you should definitely try the game out for yourself. If you're interested in downloading it, itch.io link is in the description and in the pinned comment. I'd recommend playing through the entire game normally and then trying to speedrun it afterwards. It's really fun to do it, even if you aren't into speedrunning whatsoever. In conclusion, this game is far from perfect with many flaws, but overall it's a really cool and simplistic game that I personally find very enjoyable. So unsubscribe and go play it.